Welcome to Tapped In with Tony. Today we are going to be speaking to some members of the rock band Urban Honey. Introduce yourselves.
I'm Josh Campian, play drums.
I'm Hunter Schwenk, I play guitar.
Blake Oaks, I play bass guitar.
And I'm Christine, I'm the vocalist.
Okay, awesome. So how did Urban Honey come to be?
It's kind of me and Josh started hanging out downtown, seeing each other at some shows and stuff, and got introduced by a mutual friend and just kind of started working from there. Brought Blake in later on, and then we found Christine actually just about a year ago.
Hunter and I probably jammed for
About a year.
almost a year and so had a bass player before Blake. We didn't do much, we were just writing a lot, kind of a lot of what we play now, what it's turned into, most of it probably. And later on, Blake ends up coming in the picture, and we really set the tone and the foundation of what we wanted, the sound we wanted, and he was a huge blessing.
Awesome.
And then the biggest blessing was Christine then comes in much later after we've probably gone through 5 singers or something ridiculous, auditioning and everything else, and even more than that. Just the sound wasn't right, or the personality wasn't there, or whatever it was, and it just didn't fit. And I think it was Blake who was like, hey, seeing this video of this girl singing on it was social media somewhere, and playing piano, and it was Christine, and we're like, and my vision, Hunter and I's kind of vision was like we wanted a female vocalist in the beginning, and we went through a couple and stuff that just didn't work out and stuff. So it's. And we even went to like a male vocalist a couple times afterwards, who was like, maybe that's just the route we need to do. And then boom, Christine happens, and then we've been rocking and rolling since.
Awesome. Awesome. Christine, I know. Tell me about how you got into what your role is and how you got involved. What your come up before you start with Urban Honey.
So I mostly have been working with piano in my life, and actually when I turn 25 in March, it'll be 20 years. And so it was really like hour at least after school practicing, and then got to high school, really started to like choir, and I tried out for all the different choirs, never got in. I was always just in the general chorus choir, so I kind of thought that I wasn't that good because I guess I just didn't sing like everybody else. And so I had been in other bands, kind of dabbled as like a just a keyboardist or a background vocalist, and never really had like the courage or the know-how to be a lead vocalist. And I always just kind of saw those people as like these really outgoing, crazy people. You just had to be so out there to do it. And then I kind of realized, I was like, that's all in my hands. So I should audition for a band. And then Blake, I had actually seen him play in his other band, The Intangibles, at a festival, and just fell in love with their sound, started going to their shows, followed all the members, and then Blake posts, oh, my other band, Urban Honey, is looking, it was actually an article from, it was in the repository by Ed Ballant, it was Ed, right? Yeah, Ed Ballant wrote that one, and yeah, we're looking for a vocalist. It's, blues rock driven and inspired, and yeah, just tried out, and it's been great. I love them, and we have so much fun together, and we really write well together too. So it's been super cool. I've found my voice through this band.
Awesome. And Blake, what is your role with Urban Honey?
So yeah, like they said, they know I've been playing in other bands in the scene, and I know Josh has been divorced for us at the time. I knew him from playing shows with the Intangibles and them. Then him and Hunter asked me to come play a show with them. I think we played at a jam night one time.
Birthday party.
Yep. Yeah, we did. We did his birthday party, kind of an open jam night for that too, just friends at the time. But yeah, we kind of fit in, and they had the riffs, and just working with Josh and Hunter coming together. We actually played several shows, just a 3-piece instrumental.
That's for a long time.
Yeah, and I mean it went over really well. I mean we were still pulling it off, but we wanted a singer, so that's kind of where that was at. And just kind of do my best on bass to fill out the 3-piece sound, because that's very important.
Okay. How long ago have you been playing bass, and what led to your start?
Yeah, it's probably junior year of high school, so I feel like it's maybe been around like 13 years. Started playing then, and really just playing with friends who had guitars and let me play bass, and kind of just self-taught, working from there. played a lot of like cover songs, got into cover bands, and eventually worked my way up here playing downtown in original bands. And that's kind of how I got into the Intangibles too, and it just kind of goes on from there and builds.
Awesome. And what led to the start of Urban Honey in general, and when was you guys' first ever concert?
So, we kind of
Gators.
Gators was definitely the first show.
Yeah, that was what they were our old bass
It's
player.
just me and Josh were there, of the four of us. But I mean, we kind of got started because I'm a drummer originally, and that's kind of where Josh and I got close and really kind of related about certain music and stuff like that. And then I had recently actually just started playing guitar and was kind of throwing Josh just like pulling stuff out of the bag of riffs and throwing them at him. And Josh was really, like before Blake got there, Josh really helped me kind of take all of those and put them in the right order, put them in the right areas, and help me compose a lot of that stuff. So that's kind of where like the music came from. A lot of the stuff from the first EP.
Awesome.
But first show was at Gators. We kind of bummed around downtown for a little bit, and we started branching out up into Youngstown, West Side Bowl and stuff. And then when we got Christine, we really opened up some doors. So
Nice.
it was more, you could say, commercially acceptable to make it more public.
And you say blues rock was you guys' influence. Were there any specific artists that you guys all look up to?
I mean, I think the standards for sure, like the Zeppelins, Stone. Hunter's a big Gary Clark Jr. fan. I think we all are, really. Yeah. It's really the bare essentials. Like just any of the old blues artists like that. Even down to your Robert Johnsons and stuff. He's a big Page fan from Zeppelin, so you can hear a lot of influence there. What are some that you?
I mean, a lot of guys.
Black Keys, definitely.
Keys for
Black
sure.
Keys, 100%.
That's one of my favorites, man.
And they're local Akron, so.
Absolutely. Anybody that I really got into, I mean, Hendrix obviously is a big one. Any of the guys that I listened to growing up, and a lot of the guys that I listened to aren't fast, crazy players. They're all just tone gurus. And those are the first things I tried to take from all of them. Is like, how do you make it sound that way? How do you make it do that thing? And then from there you can work on your playing and try to, I don't know, it was a very unorthodox way of learning how to play guitar, honestly. And these two guys were there for a lot of it. Josh is a great bass player and a good guitar player. Blake's phenomenal and have been instrumental in helping me grow as a musician. But I mean, without these two guys, I don't get to do a lot of the stuff that they allow me to do. So like, honestly, like this is where it all starts.
Awesome. And Blake and Christine, who are you guys' biggest musical influences and why?
Definitely, I mean, me and Hunter bond over Black Sabbath, and it's all comes from the blues too, even though it's more on the heavy side, but I'm pulling a lot of that in for this band for sure.
I'd say Eric Clapton, mostly his work in Cream, was one of my major influences for this band specifically. I guess in my own work, it's mostly like Amy Winehouse. I've seen a lot of that in opening up my vocals, learning what I can actually do with my voice, and sort of, opening my range up and things like that. Same with Lady Gaga. That was a weird one. When I was younger, my uncle met her and got a signed CD and shirt, and he worked on a production with her. He's a director. And she wrote me this little letter and stuff, keep working on your music. And I really didn't know who she was. And I got this signed CD and everyone's all jealous. And so then I look her up, I love her, and she has that stage presence that I really wanted. So that's really been a big influence as well. Which is weird to see Eric Clapton and Lady Gaga in one sentence together as influences. But.
This is coming from someone who likes everybody from NSYNC to Jay-Z and stuff in between.
Yeah.
So what was you guys' how did you guys handle with the pandemic and stuff that happened, when you guys couldn't really tour a ton or do a lot of gigs? How did that affect you guys?
That was one of the things that Josh and I talked about from the beginning. One of my biggest, if you go down to the pro and cons list, the biggest pro for me that a lot of people saw as a con was we have time to get it together, we have time to write, we have time to lay down a foundation, and then when everything opens back up, then we just hit the ground running.
Because it was just me and him there. That's when we kind of met, was like right around then, right?
Yeah, for sure. Because I had just moved in up here.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so we spent a lot of that time, you know. Can't go out to bars, you can't play shows, and you know, rightfully so, you know. But you know, we stay safe and stuff, and just me and him and I up here just jamming and writing inside, and it was like it was a blessing when it comes to what we're doing now, you know.
We spent a lot of hours up here.
Yeah, a lot of time just jamming and figuring things out, and what kind of sound we were looking for, and it worked. Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of time to do it, so that helps, you know. So.
But I mean, it also gives you an idea of what you do like, what you don't like, and then after the pandemic's over, you just kind of stick to your guns on what works. And everybody, like Christine said, everybody writes and works really well together here. It's the bouncing off is incredible.
Gotcha. So it's just like you're just always experimenting, going in the lab, and just finding stuff that works and stuff that don't work.
Yeah. Plug and play.
What would you say was the biggest gig that you guys have gotten so far? Like where you've played in front of like a huge crowd and stuff.
Centennial Plaza was big. The picture of it was bigger before we got there. It was. It's right across the street over here. You can see those.
Good times.
Yeah, it's right across the street, just about a block down. But
I mean,
yeah, Centennial maybe.
I would probably say Crank's Memorial was wild.
That place was packed.
The Blues Fest, when we played out in front of Gators for Blues Fest, we had people hanging out of the parking deck.
Yeah,
that was wild.
Yeah, we've had a couple big First Fridays, just another block down the road. Actually,
George's.
Yeah, right on the sidewalk here. Yeah. We just plug out. You know, our friends own this shop down here called Gators Joint, and they let us.
But yeah, throughout the night, I mean, you'll probably have 1,000 people you'll play in front of when it's all said and done. Different people, you know, and a lot of them stay.
Yeah, some will just sit down and
it gives people coming out of George's, having a cigarette, you know, grabbing a to-go beer, you know, people that wouldn't normally stop in to a venue that we would play at get a chance. Like, I mean, they don't get a chance, you kind of force it on them.
Yeah.
But it's cool when they hang out.
But we also force it on them every Tuesday night during practice.
Yeah, and when we practice up here, we kind of test it out on the city.
Yeah, we open up the windows.
see who hangs out at the red lights a little too long.
Yeah. Hear some honking sometimes.
Well, we're always received real well. It seems like people seem to dig the sound, and that's what it's about. You know, it means we're doing something right. If people, you know, and we get more friend followers every time we play, you know, something like that. People are always asking. We even get gigs out of it sometimes, and that people just like the sound. So that's the best part about it is the reception. You know, we get.
Awesome. Have you guys ever performed out of state, or you guys looking to perform out of state in the future?
Did we make it? We were trying to hit Pittsburgh this past summer, but I think we just kind of got a little caught up on some.
Yeah, I don't think so with us, because Christine has just got in the band a year ago.
Yeah, December 17th was our first show together at Ray's. So we're coming right up on a year, but from the initial tryout, it was just right.
Because we also recorded, took time to do that. We've had a lot of gigs that are booked, and we played a lot, you know. And so now we're going back into the studio next week, and about a week from tomorrow, and going back and doing a new EP. That's going to be awesome. First one turned out great. I think this one's going to be even better, and which is the goal.
Different in a lot of aspects for sure. Like just, you know, different grooves, different tones. I mean, you can definitely see a lot of growth with the band, I think, on the second.
Right. So yeah, we don't want to book really. I mean, we can book things and stuff, but you know, with holidays and stuff too, and we're recording going on, this is going to be a little bit of a process. It's, you know, it's like last time. It don't take too long, but we want to know when to release the EP. We want to, you know, so we don't know what dates to give exactly, because we'll see how the recording process goes and everything. But
all the updates and everything, we'll keep everybody.
We've done a lot since Christine's been in, and we've done a lot in a year. So we've had some cool experiences.
Awesome. And prior to that first EP that you guys released, which was really well done, by the way, how much time and effort did you guys put into that EP, and how did you guys feel like ahead of time before the EP was dropped?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, we knocked it out fairly quick, looking at time wise, and it kind of goes into we were just really prepared. Kind of like what we talked about before is the three of us have been jamming these songs forever. So we bring in Christine and get her up to speed, and I think we were all feeling really good about those sessions. I mean, I think we did it in like three or four sessions.
We did it in 3 days,
Yeah.
4 sessions, yeah, because Christine and I did guitars and vocals on the same day.
Mhm.
But I mean, Josh and Blake and I didn't write any lyrics, so that was kind of one thing that we were all pretty adamant about, was making sure whoever came in was able to bring their own flavor to it. So I think the biggest thing for us was making sure that Christine was comfortable with what she was writing, the stuff that she liked, and then getting all 4 of us on stage together a couple times live. Because I think everybody kind of agrees that's when you really find out if it's going to work or not. And then once we were all settled in, it was like, all right, let's go do this. And we just cranked it out. But me and the boys did a demo at Rec Room, just to kind of have a foundation, something we could send out, and I think that's kind of what we sent to you, and you based off of it.
Yeah, Rec Room's this little, when Buzzbin was still open.
Travis Airedale runs it.
Yeah, and they still have it open, right?
Yeah, it's still open.
Yeah,
They're doing a recording right now, they got toolbox down there.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
All right. Gonna ask you guys some fun questions. Christine, I'm gonna start with you. LeBron James or Michael Jordan?
Oh, come on. Come on, that's easy.
You gotta get this.
Are
we getting the nuts and bolts of
It
this?
depends. Are we talking about the GOAT, or are we talking about
The best basketball player,
who's the most?
athletic. Michael Jordan's not as athletic as LeBron, but Michael Jordan's a freaking killer, man.
Yeah.
Like, he's got the Kobe and the LeBron thing.
I'm taking Jordan. I don't know.
Yeah, there's something about it, especially in a game of beer pong. You're taking Jordan every single time.
Yeah.
That guy's running the table.
I think he was just cooler at the
So
time.
Oh, he was way
based on my
better.
opinion alone,
Michael Jordan was way
Yeah, in the 90s.
Yeah.
Dude, he would. Okay, I saw an interview about Michael Jordan, and somebody that played against him, I forget who it was, and he was like, we got on the plane, went and played a game. He stayed, played a game of golf, waxed me after he beat me that afternoon in basketball, flew home, beat the next opponent in golf the morning after, and then beat him in basketball the next day. I was like, this guy's crazy. He's out partying and drinking and gambling all night.
Yeah, way more competitive than LeBron, and I'd rather have that. Just
That guy
like
used
I'd rather have him or Kobe over LeBron, just because of the competitive nature of the way they think and go about the game. Now, if you're going pure athleticism, I'm probably going to go LeBron, because he could probably be a wide receiver on any NFL team too. You know, he's a freak of nature. And I see it growing up. I remember LeBron James. He was from Akron and stuff. And I went to McKinley.
You're like his
we graduated
age,
the
yeah.
same year,
Wow.
same age, and he would play McKinley and everything. You know, St. Vincent.
That's when he was playing football, too.
St. Mary, yeah, and,
Was he good at football?
yeah, he was all state.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he was all state.
I didn't know that.
Like 9th grade or something like that. It was insane.
Wow.
But yeah, that's Michael Jordan.
Me and Josh and I love sports, dude.
Yeah, the longest answer ever.
Josh and I bond on drums and football.
All right, next question for you guys. The Rock or Chuck Norris in their prime?
Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris. In movies,
Yes.
Rock's
Rock.
in too many
I'm
movies.
picking The Rock. He's
He's
the,
in
he's
too
the
many-
great one.
I'd have to. I don't know. That's hard, man. Because Norris. I don't know.
The Rock just came out and said he wanted
Norris
to
is
play.
Norris actually has a brutal fight scene with Bruce Lee when he was young. He was like the white ninja. I don't know what the hell he was.
One of those
But I forget what it was
swashbuckling
called,
movies.
but it was a Bruce Lee movie. It was like one of his most famous like fight scenes and stuff too. But Chuck Norris was a legit badass.
Oh yeah, he had black belts in a couple.
And when I grew up, there's this movie called Sidekicks. I used to watch over and over. You guys don't know what I'm talking about? It's like.
No, I watched
Dude, it's
Roadhouse
just
over
like
the weekend.
this Chuck Norris is a karate champion. He always plays. I think he plays himself in it and stuff. And he trains his kid how to like break bricks and everything else, and teach him karate. I loved it.
And you're just that kid in your head, right?
That's a hard one. In a movie, I'd have to go Rock though, probably.
The Rock popularized the term jabroni.
That is one of your favorite terms. So.
Then you got Chuck Norris jokes. Chuck Norris is an international icon
He
now.
is,
You got entire websites based on just jokes about
The
Chuck
memes,
Norris,
yeah.
and he loves it. I had a buddy who used to sell him four-wheelers down in Texas. I was in the Army with. He said he's like the nicest dude you ever met.
Oh, I bet. It's always the dudes that can kill you.
Yeah.
Why act hard if you already are?
Right.
That's funny. But okay, you brought up jabroni, but I'm sorry, Wedding Crashers has it beat with Baba Ganoush. What's with Baba Ganoush?
Another question for y'all. What's the most overrated food and why?
Oh shit.
Spaghetti. I really have not had like a super impressive plate of spaghetti in my whole life. Like there are times.
Oh, let me come cook for you then, dude. I got you.
My mom would just drink way too much wine when she was making it when I was a kid, and then pour too much in the sauce, and it just always tasted like fucking red wine. Sorry, excuse me. But
She would put red wine in the spaghetti.
Some
yeah,
people do that.
and
Yeah, I know,
like
but
so
that's
much
too
of it
much.
too. Like
She doesn't let it cook off. She's like, it's good.
I'm like stumbling up to my bed. I've got a hangover the next day.
Why do I always feel like shit after we eat mom's spaghetti?
I've got a hot take, and it's appropriate. Is all Thanksgiving food.
Oh.
Okay, now I was gonna go that route, but I was gonna go Thanksgiving turkey was gonna be my
That's
thing.
a
But
yes,
he got me
that's
a lot of Thanksgiving food. I make year round anyway. I mean,
Sweet
except the
potatoes
whole
I'll
turkey.
eat every day of my life.
Me and everybody that we
green bean casserole too. Dang.
that's good though.
I love green
Especially with the
French fried onions.
No, what do they put on top of the green bean? Oh, the cornflakes.
Oh, that's
They're French fried onions.
yeah.
Cornflakes
Cornflakes
is
are a
a
good
big
thing too.
That's on the
That's
cheese
some white boy
potato.
shit.
Oh, calm down.
Nah, that's
Cut
some
that.
white
Cornflakes. Beer.
Next question. Christine, I'm gonna start with you. What artists are on your Mount Rushmore? They could be from any genre.
That's hard.
Okay. Let's say this could be bands.
Yeah, bands, musicians,
Okay.
artists.
You know what? I might have to pull up my Spotify real quick because I often do this. No, the Grateful Dead's not even close on there. It's not.
The Mount
It's-
Rushmore's so hard. You want to
Yeah,
go
can I-
while she's looking?
How many do I get? 3 picks or?
No, there's 4 heads. There's 4
Four's
heads.
on
Get
Rushmore.
4.
Yeah.
The 4 horsemen of
We'll make it Iron Maiden,
Oh yeah.
Black Sabbath, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Probably Metallica for me.
That's fair.
Respect.
So we're
Respect.
going bands and or artists?
Bands and or artists.
Okay.
I'm definitely gonna go Led Zeppelin, Allman Brothers, Black Sabbath for me, and number 4 is always hard because you feel like you're leaving everybody else out. I mean, I love the Black Keys, dude. I'm just influence-wise, it has to be up there.
Oh man, this is so hard, dude. That is like the hardest question you can ever answer. Just
Because you could put drummers on one.
I know.
You could put
I
guitar
know.
players,
That-
bass
yeah,
players.
in my mind, I'm going between artists and bands, but I'm going Beatles number 1. If we're going bands, Beatles are going to be top. I can't really argue that. Chili Peppers for sure. 311. Man, Incubus.
Incubus.
Maybe Incubus. That's so hard.
Did you go to the show with
Shouldn't even have
Sublime?
said that either.
I've got mine.
No.
I know it. It's Eric Clapton, Stevie Ray Vaughan,
Oh, wow.
Jeff Beck, and
Yeah.
what was the last one? Ween. Yep,
Gotcha.
that's it.
Remember Jeff Beck from Hot Rod Honeymoon, a song that was in Gran Turismo 4, a game I played when I was a kid.
Buy a pork pie. Pork pie hat, sorry.
Jeff Beck's the man.
Jeff Beck's, he's definitely on the 4 horsemen of guitar players for me. I mean,
He's
that's,
got to be up there anyway.
when it comes to like
You're-
the fusion world of crossing genres consistently and staying relevant, that's impressive. There's not a lot of bands or artists that can get away with doing that as fluidly as he did.
His musicians are always
His
insane.
bands are nuts.
His bass player. Remember when you got her when she was like a teenager?
Yeah, I heard about that. She was like
had
16
long
or
hair, and
17.
She's just ripping, dude. Probably like this tall, just ripping. I think she still plays with him actually.
Really?
She's a woman now.
Oh my gosh.
That was
That's probably the early
It's
2000s.
like 20 years
Whatever her
ago.
name is.
I forget her name. But she's a ripper.
I've just got a couple more questions. What are we looking out for Urban Honey for the future?
Christine.
Like in terms of
Just down the line, like maybe 3-5 years down the line. What's there to look out for? What are people to look out for in the future? Because the band's on the come up, and you guys have performed in and around the Canton area.
I'd say definitely moving north a little bit more with our shows. A lot more music releases, music videos. That's something that
That's a
we're going
big
to
goal. I was gonna say that.
be discussing soon. And yeah, probably just like a lot more cool events and things like
I
that.
think a lot more promoting.
A tour soon, you know? I
Yeah,
think
that can come and stuff. But especially with the winter months now starting, we're about to record. First, definitely a goal EP. We're gonna want to do plenty of recording in the future. Obviously, like we don't want to stop doing that. And, I don't think so.
No. We all enjoy the recording process a lot.
It's
fun to be able to do.
Ron
Definitely
Flack
think-
is our guy. He's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's the G.
At Real Gray, that's where we record.
Awesome.
But like definitely moving it, playing in more bigger around bigger cities and stuff, and helping promote us a lot more and getting our music out there. That's definitely the big goal, is having more people listen to our stuff and want to watch us live, and getting out of the area, that we've been playing in the areas, get out of state.
We did good here. We've done well in like Stark County and like Northeast Ohio and stuff. I know we're all trying to get to we want to get up to Cleveland. I know a guy that wants to get us up there, so I think we'll take advantage of that coming up this spring. And I don't know about these guys, but I think Pittsburgh's a fun city. That'd be fun to go play. Maybe book a weekend up there or something.
Pittsburgh's one of my favorites.
Yeah, we should book like a
It's always
Friday.
fun.
We should book like a Friday and Saturday night at 2 different clubs and just stay the weekend. That'd be a blast.
That'd be sweet. I
Yeah,
like that.
so, I mean stuff like that for sure. But like near future, like they said,
Hit
we
IKEA
are.
on the way home.
Yeah, like they said, we're hitting the studio next week. So I mean, we're publicly kind of like a little dormant right now, but after that, it's gonna be full steam ahead once again. That's kind of how it goes. It's just a roller coaster. You see us for a little bit, and we're gone, making some new stuff, and then, while that's getting produced, we kind of sit around and write some more. So get ready for the next round.
It'll be at least a couple months probably before the EP's out there.
Oh yeah, probably early spring, something like that.
But now we're not playing as much. Releasing music like that helps us stay relevant.
Mm-hmm.
The people who also don't go out as much during the winter, and they're on their social media a lot and stuff. They can listen to us on any streaming platform. So,
All right.
if you're seeing this, Urban Honey is on streaming platforms. It doesn't matter what you're on.
Check it out.
Yeah. Nectar.
Yeah, Spotify, Bandcamp, all of it. Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, thank you guys for tapping in today, and best of luck to all of you.
Oh, yeah, thanks, Tony.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.